have no name. Anyway, good morning to you. This is, you're probably thinking, hey, hang on a minute, what's going on here? This is a bit different. Well, we thought we'd put on a little bit of a special show since my good friend Helen's come over to join me. And we'll do the spiritual astrology show with an extra bit of spiritual and astrology. How's that? Does that sound good? Yeah, great. Anyway, okay, so let's do the intro music. Let's get the show going. Let's get talking. Let's get discussing. Discussing. And let's get the show going. I seriously think they ought to put this music on the bar and restaurants in Spain. Get everyone boogieing. Get everyone go to the mystic music of Cafe Clairvoyance. Great stuff. Anyway, very good morning to Susanna. She's just come on the show. Good morning to you, Susanna. And already loads of you on. Lovely to see you all, guys. And also from the producer, she says, hola. Hola from Spain. And we are 11 o'clock in Spain, 10 o'clock in the UK, and a little earlier if you're on the Eastern Seaboard States. And good evening to you guys in New Zealand who are joining us as well on the show. So lovely to see you. And Eleni says, good morning. Like this. Good morning, Phil, Helen, Deborah, Kevin, and everyone. Oh, that's it. Oh, crikey. Right. She knows the whole team. She knows the whole team. Our secret is out. We'll talk about secrets. Maybe have a little bit of secret today. Anyway, a few secrets revealed, whatever's going on out there. Anyway, notice a bit of a change in the atmosphere already? Perhaps?
Yes, I've just had on my shorts.
Is that a change in atmosphere? I wonder what happens to the atmosphere when you put that on. Okay, right. And, oh yes, of course, Guiomar and me. Yes, good. Of course. Anyway, so I think we ought to Guiomar on the show. Some people say she reads the stars. Some people say she comes from the stars. Some people say she's from Javier. Some people say she's a psychologist. Well, I'd just like to introduce to you guys out there today, and hopefully the screen is going to share just right. Otherwise, we'll be squeezing in a little bit this way or that way, whichever way we're going, so we can all fit on the screen. Anyway, good morning, and let's welcome in our professional astrologer and psychologist, Guiomar, all the way from Javier. Hey, good morning. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? How's that? So that's it. It's good that way. Just move closer. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's lovely to see you all. And so I thought today I'm going to host the show and get you two guys talking loads and but interacting with you guys and just make it an eventful day. So, okay, so this lovely lady to my left is Helen. And it's very friendly lady. And this lady to my right is Guiomar. And I'm in the middle. I'm your host, Phil. This is Cafe Clairvoyance. If this is the first time you join the show, this is one of the 3 spiritual shows that we put on live on Facebook and YouTube. Today is going to be spiritual astrology. So we look at your astrology charts. We look at the spirituality. We also look at your tarot. And we also look at your numbers, your numerology. And we have a good discussion. But before that, we've got to find out what's going on in the energy because a big change has just taken place. Guiomar, so we've got a bit of shift in the energy, a bit of shift in the atmosphere. What's happening? What can we expect? How are things going on now out there?
Well, just a few minutes ago, Leo, the sun went into Leo, just left Cancer, which is like, I love it. Like Leo's it's about having fun. It's about, it's the heart. It's falling in love. It's being happy. It's enjoying life. And Cancer, it's nice, but it can get a little heavy because it's like all about your emotions, what you still have there, what you need, what you have to get for yourself, and lots of emotional debris also from the past that has been coming up for the last few weeks, and it's gotten kind of heavy there now, and so I'm really happy that Leo's sun is in Leo now, so it's going to really change the energies.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? I totally agree with you because I think a lot of people, although it's been beneficial to have this Cancer Capricorn time, When we think about deep revelations or things coming to the surface, do you think that Cancer Capricorn had that energy to bring these things out to the surface during this time?
Yeah, especially because of the influence of Pluto and Lilith Pluto, and Pluto's also tied into that combination, Jupiter Pluto. So Cancer talks about emotions, but more of more mundane emotions, as more what's happening to me, what do I need, what do I want right now.
Yeah.
Pluto deals with old trauma, cellular memories, things that sometimes when somebody has a lot of Scorpio, Pluto rules Scorpio in their chart, what happens is they are in contact with very old emotions that have been trickling down from generation to generation. So you actually get very overreactive and very emotional about something. But the reason that happens is because very old emotions have been triggered. Normally people don't take into account that dimension of emotions, and because of that they try and justify their overreactiveness, and there's really nothing to justify it. It is like that, you feel that intensely, but not because something is happening to you now, but because something has been triggered from the past to be felt and cleared.
I must admit,
So that's
I must admit, I went over to see Guiomar. She's just down the road from me, and about 20 minutes away. And we had a fabulous chat. I must admit, we looked at each other's chart, and it was the right time. It was the right time, and you just said a few words, and I just went, "Oh my God, of course." Oh my God, of course. I couldn't understand. Well, let's say I could understand something. I could see the emotions, but the words you used to express something that was going on around me were just like, that's it. That's it. And everything just went ping and opened.
exactly.
And I think when you got that, carry
sorry.
on.
So because that's the key, because when you put words to emotions, you make them conscious. They stop being unconscious. So that's when you can deal with it.
Yeah, that's a great analogy there. I think because we all experience things, we do things in certain ways, and we have the feelings about things, don't we? And then sometimes when we actually put the words to this, I think it's perfect the way you express that. Put the words to that emotion, then you can label it and understand more consciously about what it is and how that's playing out in your life and where that attaches to as well, or what you've been doing in your life, playing out that emotion, but unconsciously not consciously realizing what it was until he labeled it.
Exactly. For example, with Cancer energy, I'll say two emotions related to Cancer and to Scorpio. Now, with Cancer energy, an emotion that is very present is hatred.
Yes.
But the people don't allow themselves to connect with this because it says, no, I can't hate. This is bad. You can't hate somebody. And hatred is not a bad emotion in itself. It's just signaling that you need your own space, and that's all. And if we understand this, then we can come to terms with it, and we can actually accept that we feel hatred in front of somebody, which is perfectly okay. But if you don't, then what happens is you deny that hatred, so you look the other way, and it's not that the hatred isn't there, but you overprotect on the other side, and what you create is a lot of exclusion. You separate people, you put people against each other, and you're not even aware of it when you don't acknowledge hatred inside you. And then with Scorpio energy, what can happen is Scorpio resonates with heavy trauma. So in that heavy trauma, you have your cells, your body has memories of being a victim and of being a perpetrator. So for example, something that I see very often in people is that fear that anything horrible can happen at any moment. It's like, I'm going to the street and I think that maybe somebody, something's going to fall and hit my head, or my son's on the bicycle, he might get run over by a car. And this kind of catastrophic thoughts come from deep trauma, not from your life, but from past, your ancestors' lives. And quite often in you, there are thoughts and feelings of wanting, like very deep anger, of wanting to kill somebody. So many of us with a lot of Scorpio energy are going to have a lot of fantasies of killing people, but of course we don't admit that, so it turns around and it's like the fantasy of being assassinated, of being assassinated, of being killed, or of something horrible happening to you, and then you turn that into, again, you project it outside, and you don't want anything horrible to happen to anybody, but what you're creating is fantasies. And all you have to do is just connect with your inner serial killer and just understand and accept that that we do connect with those feelings because it is there in the collective. And if you have a lot of Scorpio energy, or Scorpio energy is very active, it is normal that we connect with this. This doesn't mean that you're going to go around killing anyone.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
human experience. It's
Totally.
there.
Totally. That's very interesting.
And
Andre, you've just come in from Portugal. You say hello from, just bring your little name over there. Portugal, hello Portugal. Will I get a new jobs? Will I get a new job soon in the company? I'd love to work. 27 years there. What we need, Andre, is your date of birth. We need your date of birth. You can put that through. A colour relating to you thinking about this particular job. And then we've got your questionnaire, and then we can help you out. But if you'd like to put that through, that would be great. Great. Okay, people say good morning all. So, okay, how are you feeling about the energy at the minute? Being a medium, do you, and as much as I work as a medium with it, but your point of view here, do you feel that sometimes, as we see with astrology, energy changes, do you pick this up quite a lot in people?
Yes, yeah. I found that over the past few weeks, especially in the lockdown, the energy changed and it went to a higher vibration. And it was really strange because, as you know, I know nothing about astrology or anything like that. But there was definitely a shift in the energies, definitely. Because I found that I was going a little bit higher and that more things were happening. Quite positive, even though it was lockdown and people were saying, oh, negative. I found things were more positive because I was in the garden all the time, which normally I don't do unless I'm just lying in some bed. But it made me more positive to get out and start doing and feeling, connecting with the earth. I was gardening and I never do that.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it, that you bring up about that, because during the lockdown, the amount of people who, it was for a lot of people, it's very difficult, especially if you're on your own. But a lot of people actually found that a beneficial period, as you say.
Yeah.
And I must admit, they often say here, and this is a very true point, when I was actually working with tutoring, training, working in psychology with either prisoners or people who are in very marginalised places, that often the most successful people, if they focus on where they came from, where they started, was from hardship, through a conflict. Now, if you look at COVID, we're all locked down. People had to change. Jobs were going boom. We were quite comfortable in the jobs we were in many ways. And I'm not trying to say this is that this is easy for you, but a lot of people who become successful originate from very trying times.
Yeah, and that's very much that Cancer Capricorn energy, which we have had because of the North Nodes for the last 18 months. And then the last new moon also was in that axis. So it's a lot about, Cancer is about nurturing yourself and being with yourself and what are your needs. And Capricorn is about containment. It's about consciousness. It's about limits. So being limited inside the home, Cancer is the home, Capricorn is the limits, is part of the energy that we've been into play. And the purpose of that is just connecting to yourself without the external influence that we normally have that just drives us nuts. You know, it drives the monkey mind and we're all the time outside, and suddenly we were inside. And that's very important. It's very nurturing. It's very good to be connected to you because it's really what we need to get back to ourselves. And then Helen, you were saying about the high vibration you were feeling. But the thing is, in comes the light, out comes the shit. So
we're allowed to say that. We're allowed to say that every day. Yeah, we're allowed to say that.
My English is American, sorry. I'll say out comes the crap. So what happened then, what's happening that these last 10 days, there's a lot of, or even 2 weeks, a lot of crap has been coming up with that. Also that Scorpio Pluto, well, Pluto energy and Lilith Pluto and together with the Cancer thing. So it's normal that we've had like really strange emotions, but all that brings us to now. And you were talking about revelations, no?
Yes.
Right now, it's like the Cancer is Mercury is in Cancer, and there were other configurations. I can't remember now what they were, but basically, it's about and Lilith Pluto talks about revelations, and then Lilith Jupiter talks about integration, and it's a lot about especially with our Sun in Leo now. It's like what do you really want? What do you really want now? And what did you have before? What is it that, you just don't want that anymore? So let's really think about now, because the energies are very good for that. Like, what do you want? So if you want whatever it is, a job, a relationship, whatever it is, set the intention. Okay, it's like I said before in a show before, summon the island and row, which is
Yes.
what the Polynesians do. They don't navigate like we do. They summon the island and row. They intend to go to a certain place and they row and they get there. It's the universe that takes them there. It's the sea, it's nature that takes them there. And
Yes.
one more thing. With these energies that we're having now, we're going to add something to this summon the island and row. So it's not like I was imagining, for example, like Christopher Columbus crossing the Atlantic, trying to reach India. But there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of, I'm not sure if this is right, what if the earth is really flat and we're going to fall over. So that trip didn't go as well as, for example, these people who summoned the island and row. And they're probably imagining just a welcome committee in the islands, just right there with the leis and ready to welcome them there, no? Or imagine a professional cyclist who's in a race, and not everybody wins, but who wins? The person that wins is the person that can see, that can imagine themselves being received in the finish line. Everybody applauding, everybody saying, yes, we want you here. So with intention, it's always interesting to add this other layer of the reception of your intention. So who's going to receive you when you reach where you want to be? No? How is it going to be received?
Yes, and you very much talk about the monkey mind there, and I agree with you. Sometimes the monkey mind blocks you from actually thinking like that and actually reaching that goal, thinking that there's going to be a limit in your way. To give an example of that, switching a little bit out of subject but into the same sort of thing, I was working with a long distance runner. He was part of the Olympics team, and he came to see me because he had a problem with this part of the monkey mind, that halfway through the race he was going to get fatigue, he was going to run out of energy, and he wasn't going to be able to compete the rest of it. And so I was asking him, what was it like doing the training for this run? There was 24K, and he says, no problem at all. No problem at all. I said, what was it during the race? He said, I think it was the fear of other people. I was running against other people that I didn't think I was good enough. And even though I know I'm good enough. So it's interesting. There was a part of the monkey mind that was playing out there. So we had a word with this monkey. And at that point, about halfway through the race, which is about 12K, which I said to him, okay, at that point at 12K, what sort of, let's turn his monkey mind into something. So I said to him, okay, just think of a wild cat. He was doing hypnotherapy with him. And I had the idea of a cat I was thinking of, and he said exactly the same as me, and he said, a black panther. So we then put a trigger in with him, and worked with him in hypnotherapy. And at that point of 12K, when he was getting back to that point of fatigue, he would then click in with this trigger that inside him was a black panther, and he went on to go and do amazing things. Yes, I think he said he knocked 37 seconds off his whole record there, which for him he said was pretty good. Yes. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, Andre, thank you very much for your details there. Just got those come through. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so as a medium, we're talking about astrology. We're talking about the energy now. When you come through difficulties or challenges in your life here, some of us look to the stars. You've got a belief system here, which is a spiritual one. How do you get through difficulties or challenges in your life with a spiritual belief against, there's all the same as far as I can say here. It's just a different way of looking at things. How would you get through something?
Well, when I was younger, of course, as I've said before, I was brought up a very strict Catholic. I used to pray to Our Lady, as my grandmother, who was very close to me, always said, pray to Our Lady and you'll be answered. And actually, it did work. It worked. I used to pray, and I still pray to Our Lady. I ask my spirit guides and the angels to help, but I still pray to Our Lady. And I find that helps. You've got to have a belief system. So, well, this is what I think anyway. You have to have a belief system that you can use, because if you don't, you just let everything run ragged all over you and whatever. And that's not real life. And then I think once you start to get positive feedback in here, is if you're talking to yourself or Our Lady or whoever, this is my thing, it helps you then to progress, deal with problems and move on, but learn from it, and then you can help others to learn from if they have the same.
Brilliant.
Well, that's what I think anyway.
Okay, I think it's a big thing, because if we've got a belief system, that's fantastic. I mean, even when I was in the forces, we always used to have a big belief system that if we're going to go through conflict of some kind, you'd always ask for someone up there to look after you.
Yeah.
And through whatever conflict you're going through. And yes, there was this belief. Some people had a religious belief, but that was 1%. But a huge amount of us had a type of spiritual belief, or it was a spiritual belief,
Yeah.
that's what I'm connected with here, is that your angels were looking after you. Someone up there was guiding you through a particular thing, and just believe and trust them. Have something on you which connects to that belief. I know a lot of pilots take like little emblems of things, or a mascot of some kind, whether it's a bear, a little tiny bear, or a little tiny thing which connects to a loved one, or connects to whatever belief system it is, to see them through. And I think it's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
You're going to say something. I'm going to say
gonna
it's
say,
that
well,
finger in the air. Just as you say that, just say it.
I'll have to try that. Well, now then, Philip. I was just going to say quickly, because
He don't do it. He just won't.
like that.
Yeah, if you
now
don't-
then, Philip.
My mother calls me Philip. Don't call me Philip.
What you were just saying, my son's in the forces, and he was only a young lad of 19 going to the war-torn areas, and he carried about a little emblem of Our Lady. It was sort of a medal, but it had been blessed, and he carried that everywhere with him, because my mother had given it to him, and he still has it now.
If you realize what this has in common with what I said before, so this is very much tied into that Capricorn Cancer energy. So Capricorn Cancer energies are initially very closed energies. It's all about, for example, it's all about me. So imagine I do my part, right? I set my intentions, I do my inner work, I do this, I do that, and nothing happens. What's going on? It's because you're closed up to the rest of the universe. And you got to be really open to the universe, because Cancer and Capricorn are protective energies. And being open up to the universe, it's all about being vulnerable, just being out there. And also it's about just letting things happen. And also it's about having the faith that you will be received, that there is someone else on the other side, that there's someone else on the island, there's people on the finish line, that there is Our Lady waiting, that there's something there that is for you.
Beautiful.
That is watching you come, that is watching you get there, and that wants you to be there, and that wants to see you. And this is very Leo energy. Leo's it's a very radiating energy, and it's all about being seen. It's all about showing up. It's all about, of course, if you're seen by others, so others are seeing you. So it's about imagining how others are receiving you positively, of course, no, not just negatively. Because when we have this like self-reliant mindset, it's like, okay, I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. And no, you have to be received to be able to be open up to the universe and for help and for the angels and for whatever has to
yes.
into you.
Very big thing. And I think, guys, if we have a belief system in something, if you believe in something of a higher purpose, you're working to your higher self. And we often find here that we're capable of a lot more than what we think we are. We always are. We always extend beyond what that's my limit there, you'll think. No, it's not. It's always further. It's always further. Always is. And, okay. Thank you, Eleni. Eleni says, I'm Piggy in the middle. That's very nice of you. Love you too. The producer thinks that's hysterical. Thank you very much. And we also say, Cafe Clairvoyance says, please press those hearts and share the love. And please, as well, can you guys out there, share the show live. Share the show live if you can. And also like to go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. It's all free. It's all free. And yes, okay, right. We're going to come on to another part of the show in just a second. Oh yes, let's put this on. Let's put a bit of this. Okay, so welcome back. In a couple of minutes, we're going to start doing your questions, guys, and it's the part of the show where we start doing your live mini readings. There's a few people who have written in so far. I think it's a big thing, though, isn't it? At this particular time, Sun's coming up into Leo, bit of lift in the air, and see that expression there, see that life changing around us, and you got two Capricorns this morning and a
Gemini.
Gemini, yes. Yeah. All our beautiful people, says Maria. Maria, well, you're beautiful too. So you're beautiful. Love this music. The music is produced by Sammy Hammy. He's a German composer. He's been on the show before. He'll probably be on the show around September, October. And absolutely fabulous guy. And unfortunately, he couldn't do Tuesday's show, but hence Ellen stepped in last night's show. And it was absolutely fabulous, heartwarming to say the very least. So absolutely lovely there. Okay, so. Anything else we need to discuss at the minute? Let's have anything else we need to do. I think that's for a little bit later on during the show. But guys, it's about these deep revelations, these truths which have come out to the surface. Is there something that you've discovered yourself? Is there something that's come to light for you? Something you recognise? Some things put you in the picture of? Something that's made you aware of a change which has affected you? That's a big thing to look at the present time. What's affected you? Has anything recently affected you, come into light around you and made you think, aha?
Yes, I'm actually moving back to the UK permanently. I think since the lockdown, and as I said before, energy's changing and things, and a mindset shift for me, because I thought, if I was over here, what would I do with all my grandchildren and my children and that? So it's made me think, well, actually, go back. So I'm going back, but I can always keep coming back but I'm actually going back to the UK.
Okay.
And I never thought I'd do that.
Okay. I think even if you go back to the UK there, although you're just down the road there going to, in Albia, just north of Benidorm, we'll still do the show. You'll always be back on the show because we've got the internet. It helps us to connect through this here. Guiomar, anything around you that's happened made you think, oh my goodness, this made me change? What's happened? What's happened there with you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, many things. Just what I explained before about the Capricorn Cancer energy being very closed and opening up and seeing how the world receives, like when you have a wish, a dream, or an intention, it's not just about having it, it's also about being received. And it's something very simple, but for me, it's like a total click. Like, oh my God, I never considered that dimension of things, no? So it's like...
Yes, okay, so being received, this is how people understand you.
Yeah, it's, for example, I don't know, imagine you go to a party, and one thing is you go to a party and you go, hi everybody, it's me, and which would be a very like Capricorn mentality, here I go with me and myself. But it's about, imagine you go to the party and it's Leo energy. It's like, hi everybody, and everybody's there. Hey, it's you. We were waiting for you. So just imagining that there's like people really want to receive you. It's so simple, but it's just, for me, it's like, oh my God, of course. It's a part of the equation I had sort of left there. It's just so simple, but it's so powerful.
I was working with a lovely lady called Rose. Similar experience here. She used to go into parties and think, oh God, here I go. She used to go completely red. And the first thing she would go when she went into a party was she'd just dive for the corner. Find a chair, sit down, and then get herself adjusted, then slowly integrate back in. And I said, do you like that? She said, no, I hate it. I said, what do you hate? The fact I'm going red. And I said, well, what about if you use that to your advantage? She said, well, I can't see how going red is going to be to my advantage. I said, that's just crazy. But I said, well, why don't you go into the party and say something like, oh God, look at me, I'm going red. I go so red. She said, but what will that do? He said, what do you think it's going to do? What do you think people are going to do? And, well, she tried it and she came back. She said, yeah, I couldn't believe it. What happened was she walked into the party, went red, as she normally does, and just said, hello, everybody, excuse me, I've just gone red. And everybody just went, whoom, come and sit by me. Come and sit by me. You're my friend. You'll be my friend for the evening. She said, I couldn't believe it. All the time I was like, oh no, I'm just going to be this little hermit who just ducks into the corner. Absolute opposite. So fantastic.
This is what happened to me before when I was younger, until I can't remember what age, but maybe up until my 30s or 30 something. All my life, up until then, I would go red for many reasons. I was full of guilt all the time and full of shame, and like I was afraid of everything. So, like I said something I thought was like a bit awkward or a new person or whatever, I would just flush red. And the answer I always gave was just like close up and turn around. You know, it's like you don't want anybody to see how red you've gone. It's like, and then people go, oh, you've gone red, and I'm like, it's actually the other way around.
Yes,
it makes you more. It makes you more vulnerable. It makes you more vulnerable. It makes you more real.
Yes, the more you show your vulnerability like that and humor it, people love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. Whatever it is about yourself that you think is a flaw, change it around. Change it around and actually use it to your advantage.
And for example, now I don't go red, I just go on fire. But you know what it is like? I mean, you've seen me. You guys have seen me. It's like suddenly I'm talking like, wah! I get really on fire, and it's like I go red from here upwards. It's really funny.
You know, I think that's on Hellboy, isn't it? Is that Hellboy?
Oh, yes.
You're a hell girl. I'm sure that meant in the nicest possible way. Because he comes by to save everybody. Oh dear. I hate walking into busy rooms. We'll try that. Yes, you walk into a busy room, and if people are looking at you saying, oh, look at me, I just got so red. Just walking through, people are going to, hey, I used to do that, or I still do that. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And there you go. There you go. Okay, I think we're coming on to that part of the show. We've just gone 11:32 here in Spain, 10:32 in the UK. And I'm not too sure what time it is in New Zealand, but I think we're coming on to this part of the show. Okay, right. Now,
the heat has gone up. The heat has gone up.
The heat has gone up. Yes, that's what Helen was just saying. She said, I'm so hot. I know. It's the effect I give off. Oh. I used to get so embarrassed by all the heat I'm giving off. Yes, maybe I'm Hellboy. Up goes Helen in fire. Okay, right. Okay, so let's start off. Let's... 9:30. Oh, it's 9:32 New Zealand. Oh, fantastic. Robin, thank you so much for the information there. Now we know roughly. So yes, you're about 2 hours behind.
Did you guys know this is like really random fact that makes no sense, but doesn't matter. I think it's so cool. India, has different time zones, like, because it's a big country, but the time zones vary in half an hour.
Half an hour?
Yeah. So you have like 4, 4:30, 5, 5:30. Did you know that?
No.
No, I did not know that.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I remember when I was in the Navy and we used to go over a time zone. I used to point to everybody looking down at the water, say, look, there's a time zone. Just going by there. They go, where? Never mind. Okay, why does that happen?
It's like, it's 4 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock.
That's a dance that they do, because they're just doing a time dance. It's like the time warp. Oh, we've invented something new here. Oh dear. What are we doing?
Okay. Season. We're supposed to have fun.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, of course we are. Maria, is because of a heightened awareness of ourselves. We get like that heightened awareness. Robin, thank you very, very much for that. We'll come on to you in just a second. In fact, no, we're coming on to you first of all. Robin, let's go straight to you. And your colour is yellow. And your.
What are we talking about?
Robin.
Where's Robin?
She's. You should have. I thought you had Robin there. If you haven't got Robin, it's hilarious. Okay, have you got Petra?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to Petra. Then we're going to come back to Robin. And
Give me the details.
Okay, Petra, what, for Robin or Petra?
For Robin.
For Robin, okay. Robin is the 25th of the 2nd. Yeah, I sent it over. I don't know where it went wrong. So it's 25th of the 2nd, 1996.
Okay.
And relationship. Her question is about relationships. Yeah.
That's enough. If you want to start with Robin, it's fine. I have time. I can do.
Okay, let's start with Robin because I'll start off here first of all. Okay, right. Okay, Robin, you're a 3-4 in numerology, and your number is a 7. Your life path is also a 7, and yours is about relationships. So, Robin is in New Zealand. Okay, let's go and have a think about mediumship energy. Whilst we're talking about this, yes, the war. There's a time for work when the glasses come off, isn't it? It's time for work. Okay, so.
Well, I've just had a lady and a gentleman stood waiting here, and when your name was called, it was the colour yellow that said, yes, that's it. With the colour yellow, I got a song, and it was Spring in the Air Filled with Love. So I feel that you have, at the moment, quite a loving relationship, but also these two people are coming forward through love for you. And I have to say, usually I get the male saying something than the female, but I'm not, because I feel as though one of them passed with the chest, meaning the heart, not the lungs, and then the other one suffered with the neck and would be a bit stiff like this when they talk to you. And they're not separating, so I feel that they either passed quickly after one another or they were that close in life that they're still close on the other side. Now I'm getting that song, Johnny, remember me. So whether Johnny connects with this couple or with you. Right. You need to stop shedding crocodile tears, I'm being told. There's no need for it. No need for it at all. You've already got what you want. It's just that you're not looking properly. You want to see, you're looking at other people. What about this? What about that? No, you have what you need. Basic love. And it's not very often that you get that, but you have basic love. And this couple are just dancing merrily behind me. So they either danced in life or they took it up amateurish. If you understand what I mean, not professional, amateurish dancing, but loved dancing because they're whirling around here. I'm also being shown the musical box with the ballerina on. Now, whether one of these bought one for you or you were given one that belonged to them, and that's just a little bit of evidence of who they are.
Now, Robin's come back and said, that's my parents, 3 years between their passing.
All right.
That was outstanding. That was absolutely outstanding. That was brilliant.
Well, it's them, it's not me.
Absolutely
it's not me, it's them.
No, well, yes, we'll come back to the bit of that maybe a little bit later on, but I thought it was absolutely fabulous. Thank you very much. Okay, right, so let's go over to astrology here. Let's go over to Guiomar, down the road there in Javier. What would you like to say here? So, Robin, colour yellow, relationship.
So I think Robin's a bit of she's a sun in Pisces, Sun Mars in Pisces. So she's a bit of an idealistic, and there's also a Sun Pluto. So Sun Mars, Sun Pluto. So I think like that had was very important for her. Like her standard is the father image. No, your standard Robin is the father image. So that kind of makes it difficult sometimes to find somebody that is as good as daddy. But it's more about, also there's some indicators like there's a Mercury in Aquarius and Moon in Taurus for me are indicative that there's an insecurity and that makes you be too much in the mind. And if you're too much in the mind, then it's like you're not really connecting to the relationship. And it's more about not so much receiving from the relationship what you expect. In your case with the North Node in Libra, it's more about giving the relationship. And in some sense with Lilith, Cancer, Lilith, Chiron, it's about rewriting and doing things differently than maybe, I don't know, your parents or grandparents did it in the past, but there's something about rewriting the past, about doing things differently. And like Helen said, really appreciating what you have, and you being the one that supports or that puts energy into the relationship more than just sitting there expecting for things to happen and come to you.
Okay, that's absolutely fascinating because I've got a little bit here to add into this here that I pick up here. First of all, let's have a little look at your tarot cards here. I'm going to go for left and right. I'm going to go for the right on this. Go for the right on this here, and let's have a look here. So, 3 cards coming down, and on there. Right now. This is interesting because in some respects here, would you understand at the moment, it feels like you sort of walked away from the relationship. But you're confused about this though. Would you understand, because the cards have come up here to say here, you may have gone chum and just sort of entered this, moved on a little bit here, but something is sitting right here with you. It's not feeling right. It's not engaging in the way that you would like it to. I also pick up here too with this here that there's there's been an influence somewhere, someone else. And that influence there is guiding me to say to you here that, is this real? Is this a real influence? In other words here, is this a cloud? Is the cloud, the influence, a cloud like a fantasy, something like this, which has thrown a little bit of things off balance? I would say here, your biggest card here is I think is what I've been saying here, is about loving yourself. This is no offense to you whatsoever, because I think that you have more to give in life than what you're actually seeing. And I think by what these guys are saying here, that there is a need to give into the relationship. I think you've got a huge amount to go and give here. I think that you yourself have got such a big heart, but what is it you think you're trying to live up to? What is it that you've lost that you think you're trying to live up to? I would say here is to rediscover yourself and then bring us back out here. Although this relationship seems to have moved on, is it right that it's moved on? Maybe it's right it's moved on for the time being, but there may be a time you may be coming back to this to realign with this, even if it's just to clear the air for you. But this is very much about a very important time for you, and it's not a bad time. Not a bad time here. This is a time here which I think you're going reinvent yourself and reconnect with yourself here. And for all that you've lost, I mean, it's sad that you lost your parents there, and they were quite within 3 years they passed over. And sometimes those traumas themselves here can make us lose our identity a little bit, and whatever's been given to us, because it's not love from the parents or love from the energy here, it feels like it's not enough. Feels like there's still something missing. The bit that's missing is your identity here, and I think if you got that, you would shine. You would shine. And I think you would so be, oh my goodness, I've found my life. It'd be an enormous thing, and I think here that would be a big thing for you. So hopefully that helps you out there. Yes, Robin. Yeah. Sorry.
That ties in with what I was seeing, no? In the sense that so there's a lot of idealism around how things should be, but that doesn't allow you to actually experience what you have, what's going on. So if you care for yourself, if you go back to you, and then just start thinking about what is real and what is fantasy, what am I just imagining, and what do I really have, and what is really there, no? And then if you just support what you want to have in a relationship, not by comparing to what you saw before or what you think for example, the relationship you think your parents had, but actually thinking about what do you really want? Because maybe you probably don't want the same relationship your parents had, even that they might have been a beautiful relationship, like a very good relationship, but it was different. They were different times.
Yeah.
So it's about rewriting things. It's about doing things in a different way, but that is also fulfilling and that is very real for you, because I think it's important that you ground what you want.
Okay. I think that's it in a nutshell. I think very much there, and I think what you were saying as well, I thought it's beautiful bringing up about the parents. Really love your show this morning. Love the energy. Love all your support, all your messages, guys. Absolutely wonderful. And yes. Maria there. If you'd like to messenger, yes, just write us in there. Let's do a little bit of something. Let's just pick someone out here. Maria Helmsley. So if you'd like to send in your date of birth, a question and a colour now, we'll just pick you out to read for you. But in the meantime, let's move on. Let's move on to Petra. Thank you very much indeed. So let's go and have a look for Petra. Oops, sorry, my cards are falling over. My dog's down here. And he's just thinking, thanks, I've just got all the cards here. He's fast asleep just then. I just woke him up. Okay, right. So during this time of Leo, what do you think we can expect? What's the main shift, do you think, away from the Cancer Capricorn thing with the sun coming into Leo?
So what's the main thing?
What's the main shift of energy you think we can get?
Yeah, I mean, it's just from being inward to just going outward and just being happy nice? and seeing life and being seen by life and by what you want, you know? So it's not only you, because sometimes Leo, especially Leo moon, can be like, who's looking at me? Who's looking at me? And it's too anxious. And it's more about, like I was saying before, it's like, wow, look, how many things. And then you find somebody and somebody goes, oh, look, it's you. And you both are like, hey, wow, let's look, you know, you see each other and you acknowledge each other and it's, oh, let's play. So it's that kind of energy.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think that sun in Leo is very much about the peacock. You mentioned the peacock spreads its feathers rather than being all feathers tucked in. We all love to see the peacock, but there's an array of feathers there. And I think it's a gorgeous symbol of Leo. Fantastic one there. Yes. It's funny, actually, the amount of Leos I know that when they go sick or something like this, there comes the drama on. There comes the drama. It's like they need every electrical thing around them to make them feel so comfortable, like they're lying in their bed. I'm so ill, but they've got the TV remote, they've got the satellite control, they've got the radio things there. That's it.
They need to see.
Yes, they definitely need to see.
I remember years ago, I worked in a pharmacy, and when people would come and ask for something for a cold remedy, you would get a woman ask for a cold remedy. I would ask, is it for you or is it for a man? And of course, if it's for a man, well, in this case, it would be like, let's add a Leo. It would be more intense. You know, it would be, you have to give something stronger.
No, I agree. Yes, Leos, dear, oh dear. Yes. We do love Leos. We do love to nurture them. It does something to their soul, doesn't it? Oh, you understand me so much when you're saying, oh, you're so lovely, you're so wonderful. No, I'm patronising now a little bit, never mind. Right, okay, Petra, let's go on to Petra here. So very good morning to you, Petra. You're a 156 in numerology. And your numbers here, your numbers here. Why am I seeing all of these synchronicities? 11-11, 18-18, 23-23. Is this a call for something? So Petra is very nice. She's from Denmark, I believe. Denmark, yes. Denmark. But yes, always lovely to welcome different people. Okay. Now, that's interesting because this is Sarah says, "Oh, that's me. She's a Leo." That's what I thought she was saying here. Their birth time and birthday was exactly the same. Okay, good. Right, okay. And Maria, you've just sent your details there. That's absolutely fabulous. We'll just pick someone out this morning. So Maria, we've just done you there. Okay. What would you like to say about Petra? Anything you pick up at the moment about Petra?
Right. I feel that Petra, first of all, is like the social butterfly, can be there in on the action, but there's also another quieter side to Petra, which I feel she tends to lean on that a bit more than anything. And as I speak to you, there's a young man that's coming through now, and he was taken quite quickly, and it was from the chest upwards. I just have to do that, the chest upwards, and it's more of a friendship than a relationship, if you understand what I mean. And he's telling me now that you have to step out of that quiet bit and go onto the social butterfly side, because you're never going to get anywhere if you don't. You can either stay in that quiet bit and just look at what you want to be, or there could be little spurts of being the butterfly out there, but you're a bit frightened. And I feel that you're like that spiritually as well, because I'm picking up really loads of spiritual energy, and this young man will help you. I want to say the name, it sounds like Jesse, something like that, But it came in a fleeting glance, so I won't make it fit for you, but that's what it sounded like. But he was a friend, and remembered it went like that. And I have to also say he didn't suffer, even though it was from this up. He didn't suffer. That was it. And he's showing me now that the funeral, there was hundreds of people, hundreds. So he mustn't have been that old, because it's as if like a school had turned out, or, you know, classmates, things like that. That's all he's come through. There's somebody trying to get through here as well, saying, let me in, let me in, let me in. And all of a sudden now there's a lady coming in, and she's in like this. She's not very tall, but I want to say plumpish. That's the nice way of saying. And she's making me say that's the nice way of saying it. So she must have been a bit portly, as I would say. And oh yeah, in fact, I think you'd see the bust before anything else coming, because she's emphasising it on it. And as she comes round, to me it's like a grandmother figure. But she wasn't your grandmother. It's a grandmother figure, but she wasn't your grandmother, I'm being told. And all I can see is baking in the kitchen. There's flour going everywhere and the rolling pin. But she's not making fairy cakes and things like that. She's actually baking pastry things, but not cakes. Right, I've just been told you need to knuckle down and see what you want in life, lady. And don't leave it to others to choose for you, or open doors and sort of push you through it. You have to do it yourself. Don't take the first one, have a good look round and then look. And then she said, that's my girl. And
oh, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I'm sure it's going to touch her. Sure, it's going to touch Petra beautifully there. Thank you very much for that. It's lovely, absolutely lovely.
Them, not me.
Well, it's lovely. It's lovely you get messages like that. It's wonderful. Okay, let's pop down the road. Let's go and have a word with. Let's go and have a look at the astrological perspective here. And Guiomar, what would you like to say? What would you like to bring into the show for Petra?
Hi Petra, is Sun in Gemini, like Helen. And that sun is in opposition to a very dreamy moon Neptune in Sagittarius, who just wants to have an ideal world up there. And it's a combination that can be very outward going, but it's so nice to dream that you just, forgot where I was, right?
Yep.
That's energy. It's on purpose. It's not, I did it on purpose. So, the problem with that and being a Gemini in this year, so this year it's all about not closing yourself up. Although there's a Mercury Saturn that can close up, in Mercury's in Cancer, so it's all about dwelling in the past and all that. So it's easy for you to get a bit lost. And Lilith in Scorpio can be also, Lilith Venus can be very needy and dependent of people, because there's a lot of insecurity, feelings of insecurity. So it's very easy for you to slip into that ideal dreamland. So here we go. It's a similar theme as before. And you were saying about before, Phil, about revealing the veils, no? So in both cases, we have a lot of veils, a lot of dreaminess, a lot of not reality. And in this case, her North Node, Petra's North Node, is in Leo. So it is all about just being a Leo and just being out there and coming down from the mind and showing yourself and doing what you want in the world. So it's changing that way. And because of that Sun in Gemini, this is very important for you to not feel that there are bad people and good people, because that's only going to close doors for you. So it's very important this year that you say, okay, this person does not resonate with my dreamy, perfect land, but it's okay if she appears in my life. It's for a reason, and universe only wants you to be more you. So just accept that you just have these feelings that are not so open to this person, but don't defend yourself from that person. Just acknowledge that it is you. Just say to yourself, I don't want to close my doors. I want to keep them open. So I'm going to acknowledge that this person that maybe doesn't resonate with me might bring me a message. You never know. So don't close yourself up.
Oh, lovely. I love all this. Petra, you sound like absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. Let's go for left. Let's go for left here. And your cards are the same regarding your question there is... Synchronicities, absolutely. Jupiter with the Hierophant. It's about opening your mind, expanding your mind, and just living your life with jollity here, being stronger in yourself here. And also, you've got a support from a gentleman around you who just wants you to grow as well. I think you're going to find your life really connecting out there with amazing people and just keep growing. It's limitless for you. It's limitless. That's the energy I would say here, just from the tarot, just from picking up a little bit of energy from you. And I think here, Petra, just these guys have got it bang on. I think here, just go out there and just do it. Do it.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, it's good to have the dreams, but you have to make them real. And the way to make them real is don't close yourself up. Don't close yourself up in a bubble. You know, be out there, be in the world, and do things, and accept the signals that the world is giving you. Because your question was related to those numbers, no? The sequence of numbers. Yeah, but if I stay at home and say, wow, 11/11, 2020,
they're all, yes.
you're not doing anything. There's a Mars with no aspects in Gemini. You have to just go out there and do things.
That's the interesting thing, isn't it? Because a lot of people say, oh, I've seen all these signs. What does it mean? It means to do something. To do something. It's rather than just say, guess what I've seen? And guess what I've seen? Yes, and just sit there thinking, great. Now what?
Now what? You gotta do. You gotta bring it down. It's a signal that information is coming down. So start doing things. There's a beautiful TED Talk from Elizabeth Gilbert. If you write down Elizabeth Gilbert, the writer of Eat, Pray, Love, she's got like 2 or 3 TED Talks. There's one where she's totally dressed in black, and it's about the creative genius. I really recommend this TED Talk because in it, she just talks about how inspiration comes and inhabits you, but you have to be working when that happens. Otherwise, it goes.
Yes, I agree with you. You have to do something with that inspiration. Take it somewhere. Use that on your journey. Yes, Jody, where is you going to? Okay, let's pop up to Maria. She says here, Maria is a 10th of June 1975. She's just popped in. We'll do this one. And we work with Maria whilst you're working out astrology there. And she's gone for bright green. Will I move soon or will I stay? Will I move soon or will I stay? I love the colour bright green straight away. And that.
Oh, sorry, aren't we going to do Andre?
And beg your pardon, Andre. Sorry, Maria. We're gonna let's go look for Andre. He popped in here, so I completely lost this guy. Let's go and have a look at Andre. Andre. Where are we, Andre? We're just coming. Anyway, right. Andre put his details up here. I'm just looking for him. There he is. 7th of August 1992. He's there. Thank you. Right. Please, could you give me? Yeah, sorry, I got your birth details there. Thank you. He just wants to know very much about the job that he's going into. When I get a job soon in a company, I'd like to work. August, that's his date of birth there. Now, Andre, very nice of you to pop onto the show. Very nice to see you there. And all the way from Portugal. Lovely. I think we've had some people from Portugal before, but it's lovely to invite you on. And I think we've got quite a few nationalities around the world today. We've got Denmark, we've got America online, a little bit early. And also we've got people from New Zealand as well. So fabulous. Andre. Well, the first thing, if I tell you what I like about Andre, first of all, is energy. Now, what would you like to say to Andre? How would you like to express this to Andre? So Andre Santos, or just...
Well, I actually have a lady coming through when you mentioned his name, and I'm being made aware of a head condition. And I have blurred vision. My vision's not that good. I could speak coherently, but the head condition affected the vision. I have the name. It sounded like Maria, but it wasn't Maria. It was like a so I don't want to make it fit for you. I also then, they're all coming in with 1 and 2s like this. I had a big man come through then. A big man with a big cigar. And to first look like, I thought, oh my God, he's the mafia. But it was that kind of, not cartoony, but a big stocky man who loved to smoke his cigars. And he's not saying anything. He's just standing there watching. So I feel that you are being watched, but the next step is up to you. Because I feel that you're not, from what the impression this man's giving me, is you're just expecting things to fall on your lap, but it doesn't. you've got to really push. If you really want it, go for it, he's saying, because if he was here, he'd just go in and that'd be it and say, I want this and this is what's going to happen or whatever. But he's quite adamant about it, and he's still puffing on this cigar because I can really smell it. Now, I think that you smell the cigar and think of this gentleman, and when you do, he'll be with you. You've already smelt it, he's saying. He already has.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. The energy I get from for Andre is to say that you're looking up to this, like if this is you're sort of begging for this. I wouldn't call it like that, but it's almost like begging for this. Oh, please, please, can you not see who I am? Really say, Santos, do you not know who you are? Who you are? Do you realise what energy you've got to give this company? You're right. Just go in and say, this is what I want. They're going to say, Andros, we've been waiting for you to ask. It's almost like it's like this. It's the reverse of what you're thinking here. Do it. I agree with you. I think that's an absolutely fantastic way across there. The energy here is just very driven. You've got bags of energy. Use this to your higher purpose to feel the energy and drive it in you. Beat your chest there, my man. And be and go in there and go and be yourself, because it's huge. Yeah, come on. Guiomar's itching to go. I know what she says. Yep. I know it's but or.
Yeah. I mean, Andres, he's a Leo, so it's true that his sun is conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, so that can, in the beginning, it can make you doubt about your solarity, about your Leoness in this case. But it is all about you just owning your power and just being there and just realizing how much leadership you are, how much leader you are. You've got also moon in Sagittarius, which is a very uplifting moon, but it can also be, it's the thing about moon in Sagittarius is that you can fear. So moon in Sagittarius doesn't have a good chemistry with mom, and you have a sun Jupiter, which with Chiron, which means so sun Chiron connected to Jupiter, which is like dad was kind of loud and bossy and wounded. So that can sort of paralyze you. So on the one hand, you have mom who doesn't get along well with you. You have dad who yells a lot. And it's like you're caught in the middle, like, who am I? So that normally brings people to, it brings them down and brings them to be more subservient. You have a Lilith in Aquarius, which says that really nobody got along well in the family, and you're like the odd one out with a different value system. And you always go around life trying to fit in. And there's also Lilith with Pluto, which also doesn't help you because it gives a lot of insecurity. It can make you very intellectual and with a lot of ideas, but it's difficult to bring it down. So it's all, again, we have this same theme of having a lot in the mind and difficulty to bring it down, but this time from a male's perspective. So it's about really owning your Leoness, your solarity, and just being you, being different and bringing different ideas and different values. So you probably, like Phil said, you have good ideas, just bring it out there, just talk about it, just say it, and even though Chiron is also Mercury is also close to Chiron, it's in Leo. So again, you have creative ideas, you have a lot to give and to express. Just go out there, what can you lose? You have everything to win and nothing to lose. Yes. Just go out there and say what you think and expose your ideas and fight for them. Just follow it through. Just don't just say it and no, nobody's going to believe it. No, just go for it. Believe in those creative ideas.
I think it'd be fantastic. I think, Andre, if you do that, I think you'll win. You win hands down, and you'll grow in life if you were to take that step forwards. Your growing life becomes so much stronger. Andre, it's absolutely lovely to with you on the show and hopefully help you out there. Right, now, unfortunately, the time's crept on too much. We were hoping to get more people in. We were going to come back to. Do you want to do, I'll tell you what, let's do Maria. We said we're going to do Maria, so let's get back to Maria. And let's just pick her out here. Here she is. She's lovely, bright green. Will I move or will I stay? It's almost like that soon.
Should I
go or should I stay now? We're having a party over you, Maria.
Yeah.
Was that the clap?
I don't know if anybody gets it because I think it's from another time. But
oh dear, fantastic. Yes. Okay. Bright green. Love this energy. Bright green. Whoa, so out there. Energy's right up there. regarding should I book out, should I move, or will I stay? That's a different energy altogether. It's almost like how do I deal with this? How do I deal with this energy which is about moving? What would you like to say?
Bright green. I love green.
So I.
Very calming, but this bright green isn't very calming. Now, as I say, isn't very calming. I have a lady coming through now who, I have to say, lived on her nerves. It doesn't mean to say that she was, but full of energy, full of nervous energy, I want to say. And I feel that you are a little bit like this, because this lady's saying, should I stay or should I go? Should I do this? Should I do whatever? You've just been told to make up your mind. And I'm being told that this lady is an aunt. It's not very often they say aunt. Well, this lady is an aunt of yours, and she was always on the go. She didn't look her age. She was full of life, full of fun, but she dithered. And if you understand the word dithered, it means couldn't make up her mind for something. And she's saying that there's only you that can make up your mind. I know that's so easy to say, but she's back and two like this, and this is how you've been. You just have to make the decision and either go or stay, because she's telling me that it's making you ill. It's making you ill by not deciding what you're going to do. She said, don't be too much like me, because it made her ill as well. And she can see that trait from you because she watches you. She watches you. She's also talking about a doll from her to you. A doll, an old doll. That's just evidence that who it is. She's not telling me her name. I've had 3 names shouted for you just then. I've just had Louise, Jennifer and Susan shouted for you. Now, I think they connect on the earth plane with you. And I'm being told, before you make any decision, keep mum about something. Don't tell everybody your business. Keep mum. And you'll see things a bit more clearly, because different people are telling you different things. Keep mum and sort it yourself. And she's gone now.
Okay.
That was just quick, in and out. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, I love the energy. I actually felt the energy there.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, good for strong man. What would you like to say, Guiomar?
So, Maria's Sun, Mercury, and Moon in Gemini. Oh, what a coincidence. So Gemini is that all over the place energy, especially when the moon is there. It's like the doubting and actually not knowing and actually not choosing what you want. It actually makes you feel comfortable. How can I explain this? So anyway, the thing is, when you're in your mind, when you're just contemplating all sorts of possibilities, and when nothing is clear and fixed, that kind of makes you feel comfortable, because it's a comfort zone. It's like, it's what you know. But when you do that, you're not actually inhabiting yourself. You're actually letting, let's put it figuratively, you're actually letting others inhabit you. And that gives you a false sense of security. Because you're actually, it's like if you were in the periphery of yourself, but not in your center. But it's a false sense of security to be in that periphery. It's like if you're aware of stuff by being in the periphery, but it's like if you're scared to be in your center, but if you're actually in your center, you can actually connect with your North Node in Sagittarius, which is all about just having faith in life, just going for things. You've got Chiron, Jupiter, and Mars in Aries, which is just saying, just go for things. Don't doubt it. And Lilith in Pisces says, don't worry about doing it right or not. The important thing is that you do things, that you go for things, that you think about something you want, and that you just go for it. And if you're fast enough in thinking and moving and thinking and doing and thinking and moving and thinking and doing, then that's going to be really good for you. But if you stay still, then what's going to happen is you're going to go into that periphery, and then you're going to be inhabited or influenced by others instead of having your own thoughts.
Fantastic.
So it's being quick.
Yes, I've fantastic that. Numerology, you're a number 11. You're a master healer. You're here to do things. Do them. Move on this here. This is a terrific action. Action is the word here. Sometimes we get too caught up in what other people think, what other people say. Will that be okay? Will that be all right? No, it's down to you. Your higher purpose is way up here trying to please everybody. It's not about pleasing everybody. I love it. It's about doing. Anyway, guys, we have come to the end of the show. We've gone over a little bit of time, but it was lovely too because there's so many people watching today. For those guys who didn't get a chance to hear, Charlie, I think you're up there. We did get a chance to get round to you because there was a few people who were around before. But we'd love to put you on for the next show, which is on next Wednesday, if you like astrology. I'm on Sunday at 7 p.m. in Spain, 6 p.m. in the UK. And next Tuesday, my very special guest on the Tuesday show is Taryn Sandbrook of Truly Intuitive. She's going to be on the 28th of July, and the show starts at 8 p.m. in Spain, 7 p.m. in the UK, and which would be a little early for you guys in New Zealand. I think about 5 a.m. Sorry about that, but you can always come back and watch it. If you have a question for us, just send it through. But yes, always lovely to see you guys. Have a terrific week. And thank you to my very, 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 I'm going to say, very special guests, Helen and Guiomar. Thank you so
We did well, girl.
We did very well. What a lovely show. First time I've done something like this, working through mediumship and through astrology in a very unique way. And what a blend. What a lovely blend. It worked terrifically. Maria, thank you very much indeed. And guys, see you very, very, very soon. Goodbye. Have a lovely morning, lovely day, lovely evening, wherever you are in the world. And take care.
Bye.
Bye, love.